Summertime production, summertime fine. She got a pretty mind, a Howard alumni. Here to talk about what's going on and why throughout every season, winter, fall, summertime.
Okay, we are back again with another episode of Summertime. This week we are with Tiffanie Wagner. Tiffanie, thank you for being here. Clap from the audience. Thank you for being here. How are we feeling today?
I'm good.
Tell me what you were feeling on your way over here, what you were listening to.
I was listening to a call that I was on.
Oh, you were on a call.
I had a call on
Work
my
don't
way.
stop.
Work don't stop. I felt good though. I was good. I'm tired, but I had a few days off, so
Amen.
I'm okay.
You know, you remind me of myself as a serial entrepreneur. You've got all these different things going on. I want to dive into each one.
Okay.
But before we dive into those, we got to bring it all the way back with where you're originally from.
Like, born and raised?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm originally from New York, but I've been in this area since I was probably like 12.
What part of New York?
Manhattan, Washington Heights.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
Dominican.
Oh.
I'm not Dominican.
Oh, that's where the Dominicans are?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How was it growing up there?
It was good. I was younger. I mean, all of my family lives up there, so it was more, I would say, communal. Now here is like me, my mom, and my siblings.
Okay.
So I don't want to say it's lonely, but I
Different.
don't have my cousins here. My grandmother's in New York, so it's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lived in New York for a second.
Uh-huh.
I am not God's strongest soldier because that was the hardest
Mhm.
year of my life. How did you did
I
you
was
get
a
on the
ki-
subway as a baby?
I did, but let me tell you something. When I go back now, I don't get on the subway.
What, you Uber?
I Uber everywhere. My grandmother
Uh-oh.
curses me out every single time. She's like, "Take my Metro card and get on the bus, girl." I'm good. So I don't do that. Like, if I'm in the city, I have a destination I'm going to and from, or I'm in the house. I'm going
Okay.
it's too fast paced.
Oh my gosh, it's overwhelming.
It is, and I feel like everybody there is just so tunnel vision. Like, don't run me over, please.
Have you seen the movie Soul, like the Jamie Foxx animation?
cartoon, yeah.
You remember the ones that were like in that sunken place?
No, but I feel like that describes.
Yeah, it is. That was scary. I was like, I've got to get out of here.
No, I need to go back and watch it again.
How do you feel like New York has because I'll say for me, New York really it did improve my hustle. I'll say that.
You said it improved it?
It did.
Okay.
What did you feel like New York did for you?
I agree with that because for a while I didn't go back to New York when I was working. Now I'm there every month, obviously, for the comedy show, which we could talk about. But I do feel like it's a different world compared to DC. Like DC, Maryland, Virginia, everybody knows each other here. It's like a little safety net if you've been here for so long. But now going into New York, it's a different level of respect. If you, the saying sounds so cliche, but like if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
That's so
I
real.
really do feel like I'm finding my footing in New York, even though I'm from there. I haven't been back in so long, and it wasn't like my adult years.
Okay.
So now I do feel like it's really up in my game.
Yeah.
Like I'm having to re-strategize. I'm having to not prove myself again, but I'm really having to step out there.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, this is who I am. I'm like, I have a place here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you have a place in New York,
you got a place anywhere.
Anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
Why did you all move to the DMV at 12?
My mom, she wanted different opportunities for us. We lived in Atlanta for a little while.
Okay.
I absolutely hated it. I don't even want to talk about it.
Why?
I was a kid,
Okay.
and me and my sister, we were like the only Black kids in the all-white school.
Oh, and it was country.
It was country, and we were so far away from my family, so it doesn't work out. But we moved here just because she wanted us to be in better schools, like closer to family, that type of thing.
Sounds like you're a really nice mom. That's so sweet. My mom would have been like, well.
Oh, no. Love my mama. She's good.
No, but I know that like going from New York to the South must have been difficult, but to go to the white South, whoo, that must have been really, really hard.
It was shell shock. It was just like, okay, where are the people that look like you?
Yeah.
And even going to school and not seeing anybody that looks like you. They all want to like touch your hair. Like I felt very foreign.
So then coming to DC, how was that transition?
It was good. It was good. So my grandfather lived here.
Okay.
So I had friends here already. So it was a much easier transition to be here than so far away in New York. And it was easy for us to go right up to New York every summer.
Right.
It was no big deal.
And there's a lot of people here that look like you.
Exactly.
Embracing the culture.
Yep.
And I'm sure DC has changed so much since when you moved here. What are like the main differences that you notice?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know that DC has really changed.
Really?
So,
You're the first person that ever said that.
So I feel like the time that I spend in DC is really like industry. So when I came here, I moved to Anne Arundel County. So I didn't really get into DC until my adult years. I was a promoter, all of those things. I felt like at that point, it was fun. DC was fun. DC was Chocolate City, very black. Now I feel like it's still that. It's just more people that aren't from here coming in. I don't feel like there are any more opportunities in DC. I don't feel like there is a big shift in culture in DC. But again, I'm not from here. I'm only seeing this from the industry perspective.
Yeah,
so I could be totally wrong. For me personally, what I've been in DC for has not changed. Yeah.
So how has like transplants coming here changed the industry culture in DC?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask somebody from DC that one. Cause I'm a transplant myself.
Yeah, but you've seen like you said
shifts.
since you've been here, there's been more people that are not from here coming here. So did that change like your
I'll say this. I do talk to a lot of people that are from here, and I hear the narrative around transplants coming and taking some of those opportunities. So even like in the festival space, there were festivals or events that was, originated in DC, or people that are from DC created these ideas, opportunities, and events, and people from outside came in and took them over. I do hear that narrative. I personally can't say that I've experienced it myself. But I do know that I know it's a thing for some people. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so how did you start this like entrepreneurship journey? Like where did that come from?
So I started out in going to school to become a physician assistant. And chemistry just dragged me like I was a damn dog. So I decided that, I'm going to lean more into my love for writing and speaking and stuff. So I moved into PR.
Okay.
And in that sense, like I just couldn't find a role that I felt passionate about. So I would just like work with entertainers or, like new artists that was trying to be up and coming, write press releases for them, help them with their events. And it just kind of blossomed into its own thing. So since 2007, I was freelancing at first. And then a few years later, I think it was like 2012, I was like, okay, let me go into the agency world because I know how to do the work already. Let me figure out how to run the business side of it. So I was there for about 2 years. It was a very eye-opening experience, and I knew that I did not want to work, not for anybody, but for that type of, I didn't want to be in that environment.
What did you learn from the business side of it?
I learned how to go after new business and to really solidify and prove my worth. Like I know what I was charging people as a freelancer versus what I was literally charging people at the agency because I was a director. It was not even comparable. So I did learn that, and I learned like the structure you have to have. I learned the way that you have to manage those relationships and manage a team because again, I was on my own. So once I learned all of those things, and I knew the environment wasn't right, and there were just some things that like with some of the clients, it's like, you know what? I think it's time for me to like really take that leap, jump out there and do it. And so I did.
And be an entrepreneur?
So like full time.
Wow. Okay, hold on. We got to get into this asking for myself.
Okay.
What was that moment for you that you were like, no, I'm not doing this anymore?
That moment for me, so it was 2 moments.
Okay.
2 times I should have left. The first one was I was managing this huge account, and I was managing the budget. I saw that I was able to give certain events in the district hundreds of thousands of dollars, but Broccoli City, I was fighting to give them $5,000. And I was just like, that doesn't make sense because there's clear, like, this aligns better. This makes a lot more sense. Why am I having to fight y'all on this? And it really was because they did not understand Black properties. So at that point, I was just like, okay, it's time to be out. I didn't leave though, because I was just like, okay, let me just get them the money. So I stayed. And then there was another situation where it was just like some unethical stuff going on. Like some of the clients they were taking on, I just was like, I don't really agree with that. I don't want to represent this person. It was like some political figures. I'm like, I don't really want to be involved or attached to that. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
What did you feel like you needed to have in order or like in line in order to take that leap?
I'm the worst person to ask that question to because I just took the leap.
No, you are the best person to ask that to then.
I wasn't prepared for it.
Okay, what happened when you left? When
I left, I sat at home for a little while on my computer, pretending that I was doing something.
You had work to
like
do.
I knew that I was getting up every day, pretending that I had business, like business.
Pretending for who?
Pretending for myself and for God. Like, I'm like, if God see me doing it, he gonna have to put something on the table. Like, he don't want me just sitting at the table all day working on nothing.
Right.
And you would think that in that time I would build a website, I would do productive stuff, but it was nothing.
Oh, so you didn't have things prepared before you...
I didn't have anything prepared.
Oh, so you just like, I'm done with this. Yeah. Did you put in 2 weeks or you just quit?
I put in 2 weeks and she was just like, well, I don't need you for 2 weeks.
And so you just left?
That was it, yeah.
How did that feel?
It felt bad because I felt like when I left, I had a very valid reason. And I feel like she took it personal. So she just like dismissed and cut me off. Like we didn't have that working relationship already. So it just felt kind of gross. But then I was also like, you know what? That's just who she is as a person. So that feeling was very short-lived.
So looking back, are you happy you did it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get into that then. Okay. So at what moment did the work start to pick up?
What was my first client? Okay, so I worked with Brett Johnson.
Well, I guess before then you had to decide, like, this is what I'm about to do. Like, how did you make that decision?
So I knew what I was already gonna do. Because remember, I was freelancing before. Right. So it wasn't that I ever questioned what I was gonna do. It was more so being at the agency, I was devoting all of my time to it, so I didn't have clients.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so what happened after that is I immediately started taking on small events. Like I worked with Pierre Garçon, who was one of my clients, represented him. Brett Johnson, which was a designer. I was all over the place. Like I did not have a focus, but I was just taking on clients to build the brand and build the business. But then Broccoli City, I went to them and I was like, look, let me show y'all how to do this. Like, I already see what the potential is. I see the value. They didn't quite understand what they had in front of them. And at that point, that was 2014. At that point, that was all she wrote. Like we went in there, built the sponsorship program, took them from no sponsors to hundreds of thousands in sponsors. Yeah.
So let me backtrack really quick. When you said you didn't really have like a lane, you were just kind of all over, was that helpful or hurtful, or did it not matter?
I don't think it was hurtful, but I do think it was one of those things where it's like I needed to make money. So I did it and I loved it. Like I loved sports in that moment. So doing sports and having Pierre as my first sports client was a big deal, right? Okay. So it's like there was always value in what I was doing. It was just more so it didn't necessarily position me as an expert in any specific industry.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so fast forward, I was on the phone with Jermon not too long ago.
Okay.
Actually, last year before Broccoli City. And I was like, yeah, let's do a live show. He was like, yeah, that's great. He was like, nah, this conversation can't happen without Tiffanie.
Really?
And I'm like, okay, put her in. So whatever, next year comes around and I'm bringing it back up. And Maurice was like, nah, like you got to talk to Tiffanie. So like every time I have a conversation about like the success of Broccoli City, your name is mentioned.
Wow.
So can you tell me in what ways you were able to contribute to the success of Broccoli City today?
Truthfully, I would say like my version of success, and everybody might view it differently. My version of success is really like growing trees with Broccoli City. So people that have come in after me, love them down. I've really moved through every single department in Broccoli City. I did started out in sponsorships. Um, Went and produced the conference. Then I went to produce main stage, and now I'm back in sponsorship. So, did social and digital too. Did all of the marketing and everything. So every area of Broccoli City I've touched. And in every area, I've made sure that I have poured into somebody that can move into that role after me. So, like now that I'm back on sponsorship, we have Tiara and Gabe G Jack. They're on the main stage now. Like they worked with me for 2 years, and now I'm like, all right, they got it. I don't need to be on stage. I don't like being on stage. They got it. They didn't necessarily have the experience, but because I'm like, I don't want to be the gatekeeper. I don't want to be in that position forever. So let me make sure I got somebody that's solid and knows what they're doing. I don't have to be the one doing it for it to get done.
We need more people like you because people get in these positions and sit, and it's like give someone else that opportunity to build.
Yeah.
And you have done that. So that's amazing. Yeah. What was it about Broccoli City that you were like, nah, like I see something in this?
Brandon and Marcus. We fight like cats and dogs, but truly when they came and I understood like the passion and the commitment to what they were doing, I was just like, okay, that's cool. But it was even bigger than them because it wasn't just a festival. It was more so like the culture. So I'm very black, blackity black. Like anything I do is black. I love black people, love it all. And so to see them wanting to truly like embed, like not change the culture, but like really amplify it was a big deal to me. Cause a lot of people, a lot of festivals, they want to take on titles as like hip hop festival, hip hop that, hip hop this, but they're not embracing the culture of it.
Right.
Broccoli City was different.
Yeah. And one of the things I also like about Broccoli is that like you all highlight artists that are from the city that you are throwing the show in.
I'm glad you say that because people really knock us for that. Like we get so much slack when people are like, well, what about DC? What about Go?
Do they not go to that stage?
That's the thing. Everybody comes and they go to the main stage. They don't even check
all
out the
there.
second stage.
They're
like,
all
we've
there.
had it for years, and people don't tune into it. And so I'm glad you actually said that because we get so much slack for it. And then you also don't understand like the business side of things either. So some artists you want is like, are you actually going to pay for a ticket to come and see them?
Yeah.
Like we could put them on a lineup, but
just realistically.
Realistically, you're not even going to see them when they are here. So.
That's true. Okay, we got to talk about this year.
Okay.
Okay. So
when is this coming out? Because you're not gonna get me in trouble. So.
This will come out in May.
Okay, that's cool.
So I'm only gonna talk about what we have seen, what we know.
Okay.
So we see that Broccoli City was it partnering with Chris Brown for his tour, and now that is Broccoli City. Can you explain to us why?
Because I love Breezy. I love me some Christopher Maurice Brown, and I'm a ride for him. When I seen that he was coming, I was like, forget that festival.
Come on, be for real. Is this April?
You was buying
I really did. I was like, oh,
she was buying it for a second. No, honestly, and this is me speaking because there are layers to this, right? What I've gotten at my level is that, well, not even at my level. What I understand about the industry, it's changing.
Yes.
So obviously, we have to adapt with it. And I think with us being right here in DC, we're getting hit the hardest in terms of what our people are able to afford and what their disposable income is going towards. I won't say that that's an official Broccoli City statement, but I do know that Broccoli City had to change. Broccoli City couldn't come out with a 2-day festival this year, charge $600 tickets, and walk away feeling good about themselves. Like Broccoli City is truly about the culture. Now, I think that people are looking at it from their own perspective and not, the economy and not the state of the industry. Chris Brown's coming, Beyonce's coming. All of these artists are coming to the city. Who is there to book? Who's there to book? It's just like we can give you the same lineup that everybody has, but you're not going to pay the money to come here. And I don't think people think about that when they're thinking about why a festival it doesn't look the same or why it's not happening anymore. So I say all that to say, like, the shift, I don't think it's a permanent shift. I think it's a shift in response to the market, in response to what is going on here in the area, and truly a genuine concern for consumers. Like, our people can't afford the same tickets that a Rolling Loud can afford, a Gov Ball. You know what I'm saying? And even if they can afford it, they're not spending it with us.
Okay. So are you saying that because there's so many concerts, you're like, let's just combine these two so y'all only have to get one ticket?
That's what I think that's the thought process is we can build around it. It's still a Broccoli City experience. It's not just a festival. And I don't think people are understanding that. Like, there's still going to be activations. There's still that festival feel. It's just not 2 full days of us doing our own festival. Like
so what will it look like now?
So my understanding again right now, and I think it's still very early to figure that out. I know that we'll still have the activations that week. It'll be Trap Karaoke is coming, which I don't know if you've been to Trap Karaoke, but you probably don't need anything else after Trap Karaoke. If we're being honest, like, that's gonna be enough of the party there itself. But then on Friday, it's the Cocoa Butter party. Saturday is a block party, so that's at the Bullpen. That'll be fun. So you'll have that Broccoli City-esque experience, and then again for Sunday there'll still be sponsor activations. It'll still be an experience there. It's not just the concert, but it's just a more scaled back version of what we're used to, which is hard, I know, for a lot of people because last year was dope.
Last year was
crazy.
Last year was really good. So when you all were making these decisions, what did you think the reaction from the audience was going to be?
Me personally, like I said, I like Chris Brown. So I thought that people would be happy about it. And I honestly do think that people will be fine with it. I think it's just one of those initial shocks, like I said, because last year was so great and everybody's like, y'all finally nailed the formula. Why are we changing it now? But again, if your eyes are open and if you look at the world right now, we would be doing everybody a disservice to come and not be responsive to what our people need. Like, that's not the core of who Broccoli City is.
So once you all put it out there and you started getting the reactions, what were you all saying?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't look at that stuff.
Really?
I don't look at it. I'm not the social person anymore. When I was the social person, I was getting on their nerves. I'm like, no, respond to that person.
Yeah.
I don't look at it anymore. And no lie, that morning of the launch, our social person and our chief of staff, I was like, here, I'm gonna send y'all some lunch for the day.
Good night.
Because I remember being in the trenches on launch day. I love y'all. Y'all got this. I didn't hear any of it. I have not asked about the response. Honestly, at this stage and where I am with Broccoli City, I don't even come in until closer to the date anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but you have other things going on too. Let's talk about Deadass.
Deadass is my baby.
Tell me about that, because you're co-founder, right?
Yeah, so I'm a partner of Deadass, producer of Deadass, the main character of Deadass.
Period.
Listen.
Tell me about that and how you're able to like manage everything you have going on.
Managing is an overstatement. Like, I don't know that I'm managing, but Deadass, let me say this. I feel like a lot of things that I do are very authentic and natural, so it doesn't require a lot of work. Okay. A lot of what I do,
I like that. That just reminded me, Felicia Rashad the other day, she said, light is not heavy.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
It feels like a lot of things I say I could do with my eyes closed because it's just like my second nature. So Deadass, the hardest part is having to travel to New York once a month.
Can you tell people what Deadass is?
Deadass is a comedy show. So it's a new platform in New York. Pretty much the new age Def Jam. Okay. So we have up and coming comics in New York. Some people, we fly them in for the show, and then we have like special guests come out. So it's a great platform, far exceeded all of our expectations. Like, we've sold out almost every show that we've had. This is our 10th show this week.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I think I'm the funniest person ever, but
are you one of the comedians?
No, they won't let me have
why not?
They won't let me. I I keep trying, but they're just like, no, we need you to run the show. So I'll run the show. They won't necessarily let me be a part of it. But I will say Deadass is my baby. Like I can't wait for the world to experience it. Like New York has really wrapped their arms around it and love it. We have regulars that are there every show.
I love that.
We're looking to move into at least 2 shows a night. So really expanding.
So is it like the same? Is it like the same kind of way that Def Jam did it, where it's like you have people come up there, they boo them off if they're not funny?
So they don't get booed off.
Okay.
I think that there has definitely been a shift in culture since Def Jam. A lot more people get canceled now.
Yeah.
So there are even things that you can and can't say. If you boo somebody, it's wrong. Like comedy is very safe now. And
is it?
We fight internally about that and like what it should look like and how far you should push like the envelope because we want it to feel as authentic as Def Comedy Jam. But it's just like some things that are said, people get their feelings are hurt now more. Like, Def Comedy Jam, they used to talk about people in the audience. There was one night Mouse talked about this guy in the audience and I almost cried. I was like, Mouse, leave him alone.
Aww.
But it's just,
Was it actually funny though, or was it just mean?
It was funny.
Okay,
it was funny. Well, I don't think anything's funny when it comes to guys, but it was funny. People were laughing, but I was just thinking like, dang. And I think it was probably my PR hat, like, dang. He gonna go and write some really, really mean stuff about us tomorrow.
Yikes.
And
did he?
No, he didn't. And if he did, we didn't see it. But yeah, those are the types of things that you have to worry about now that Def Jam didn't have to worry about. So we are as close to it as we can be without getting canceled, because that's easy to happen.
I thought Dave Chappelle kind of walked us away from that culture a little bit of like being a comedian and being worried about being canceled. Do you feel like he did?
I think he did in terms of it being a comedian, but being a platform, we still have to worry about it.
I see.
So the comedians that come on Deadass can say what they want. It's just what can we as a platform push without it being canceled. And I'm really the one on the team that's worried about it being canceled.
Okay.
The guys, I promise you I fight with them every day. I'll be like, yo, don't put that out. Mouse, do not put that out. Spank, don't put it out. Like it's a fight every day. But I think it is a genuine concern you have to be worried about.
Yeah. So will you have a few comedians that come on every night and do a skit, and then that's the night?
So they come up, they have between 8 and 20 minutes, depending on who they are. We normally have like some features, headliners, warm-ups. And it's only once a month right now. So it's the first Thursday every month at SOBs.
Oh, wow.
And it's always a great time.
How do you choose who the comedians are going to be? Do they like audition or something?
No. Mouse actually handpicks them himself.
Oh, cool.
So if anybody is mad that they have not been on there, blame Mouse Jones.
Get at Mouse.
Blame Mouse. But yeah, no, Mouse picks them. We are looking to figure out a way to bring in, new people. It's just hard because we don't have a comedy club crowd. We have a Black crowd. So the things that some of the comics come in and the material they try and do, it's not funny to us.
Oh.
Whereas in a comedy club, they be killing it.
Right.
Like, one lady was like, this is my comedy club. Like, this is my comedy club set. I guess I'm only funny there. And I'm like,
oh, so there's a difference.
It's a difference. And I think that people come into Deadass and they like, what is this? Who are these people and why they not laughing? Because everybody laughs at this. So,
really?
yeah.
What has the audience response been?
The audience response is, it's good. So the audience loves it. And they are now, Mouse actually just posted this clip yesterday about how now our audience is becoming familiar with comedy terminology. So like before they would come and they would just sit there and sit through it. And now they'd be like, all right, he about to close out. They be looking back at my timer and everything. Because now they're like, now they know what to expect.
Oh, that's sweet.
And they be like, oh, they about to light him. And like, how do y'all even know what that means? So the crowd is very receptive. Like I said, we have a lot of people that come to every show, which is another reason why we're like, okay, we're going to start doing 2 shows to allow people that haven't been yet to come. But the crowd loves it. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do once a month.
Oh, I love that. So I'm gonna have to go to a show.
Come.
Okay, what's your goal for this? Like, where do you see it being in a few years?
Truthfully, I want us to get to a point where it is Def Comedy Jam. Like I want to do Apollo. I want to do big stages because it's something about seeing Black people laughing and having a good time.
Just joy in the room.
It just makes me so happy. My heart feels so good.
Especially
really good time.
with how dark things have been lately. It is nice to just laugh at them.
It is. And to see people just genuinely enjoying themselves feels really good.
I love that. Okay, tell me about Mahogany Ave.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Everything. Maurice.
Because it's a production company, right?
So we do production. We do production, yes. Experiential marketing.
Got you.
So producing activation experiences for brands, really making sure that those brands are coming into Black spaces authentically. So a lot of times in the industry, brands will try and just do like these cookie cutter activations and take them to all of the different festivals and all of the events. And that's fine. But I think that when you enter our spaces, you're not going to see the ROI if you have no clue how to show up for us. So really, we just pride ourselves on making sure that any brand that is interacting with our audience is going to walk away feeling like there was a real connection because we have like embedded them into our culture at that point.
So what has been your favorite activation that you all have created?
Ooh, let's see. So I don't think I have a favorite. I will say I just finished a program with Febreze, with Procter & Gamble rather. Oh, one of my favorite activations that I did do. And Febreze, she's going to kill me because that is also my baby. But Zevo, it's a bug trap.
Okay.
And it was a really weird experience trying to figure out how to have a bug trap show up in a festival setting. So we did a trap house.
Oh, that's cute. That's so cute. Did people get it?
So they got it.
That's
and
so cute.
It was a silent trap house. So they had headphones, so like a silent disco, but it was like a trap disco. So they had headphones that looked like the bug traps.
Oh, that is so cute.
And it was like a silent disco. It was so dope. Like,
what did the company think?
They loved it. They hated the terminology trap house because it was like a PR nightmare, but it was in Atlanta.
Okay.
It was like, you can't not do it. Yeah. So it made perfect sense. It was beautiful.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
So basically you work with companies who want to be in these spaces and you show up for them authentically and create their set.
Yep.
What does the creative process look like in like coming up with the idea of what that's going to look like?
Sometimes it's really just me sitting there in silence and writing out like a bunch of different ideas. There's really no set process. I'm the type of person where as long as I have silence, I can come up with something crazy.
You need the silence.
I'm not the brainstorming in a whole room full of people type of person because my ADD being 4K. Can't do that. So I literally will sit there and just be like, okay, here's the brand brief. Here's where we're trying to take them. What do those people like? Like, that was perfect because we know Atlanta is where trap music is big. So like, why not play up the terminology, like the term trap? Like it's a bug trap.
Right. So it makes perfect sense.
It made perfect sense. It was perfect. But yeah, my process doesn't really exist. It looks different for everything that I do.
Okay. So we've seen like Mahogany Ave and Broccoli City kind of merge. Will we see Broccoli City and Deadass merge?
Ooh, Summer. She is.
I think that would be really cute.
I like it. So, I mean, we've toyed around with bringing it to DC. I don't know if it'll necessarily be a Deadass Broccoli City, but we are looking to bring it to DC. So.
I think y'all should. I would like that.
We're going to see.
I've been going to the comedy house. What's it called? It's this comedy show. No, it's like a comedy club.
Not the Improv?
Improv.
The Improv.
Yes, yes. Oh, it's so fun. Like, I went for the first time. I was cracking. I saw D-Ray Davis.
I went to see D-Ray.
Did you? Oh, I was cracking up. And I don't even know if it was because he was so funny or if it was because everybody was just laughing.
Both.
Yeah, it's like contagious.
Because he is funny. He's very funny. Like, that's it. Laughing is contagious.
I love that.
Especially when you are in those rooms.
Yes.
Because you're looking at people and you like, are we even laughing at the same thing? Are we laughing for the same reason? Like, men there'll be a joke about like gay people. Like it'll be a gay comic like making jokes and like your man laughing, but you
Right.
laughing too, and we like we laughing
Why are
for
you
the
laughing?
same.
Right.
Why you laughing? I know I'm laughing.
And then
so.
just the way people laugh is just so animated. Like it just makes me chuckle.
Especially black people. With
Yes.
their head back and
oh,
everything.
I love it. I love it.
It's
Okay,
good.
so you had mentioned having ADD.
You heard that?
I did.
I did.
But I was actually looking for it because I have ADHD and like I've, have my different companies and different jobs, and my therapist was like, "Yeah, girl, that's ADHD. Do you think that contributes to you being able to be a serial entrepreneur?"
Absolutely. And you know what? As Danye, I can't exactly think of what she said. Danye Taylor, I love her. She is like so creative.
Did you see that MySpace hair thing?
Yes.
Oh, that was so cute.
That girl is way, way, way beyond her years.
Way.
But she says something about how when we were younger, our parents didn't necessarily force us to be one thing. Like, and I felt the same thing with my mom. Like, I would be like, oh, I want to do this. I want to start a perfume line. So I'll start a perfume line and it wouldn't be successful. So she'll be like, oh, you don't got to do that no more. And then I'll be like, oh, well, I want to do X, Y, Z. So all of the things that I wanted to try, she would let me try, but she would never make me commit to one. And so for a lot of people, they felt like that was a bad thing. But now me as an entrepreneur is like, it could still be looked at as a bad thing because I can't actually tell you what I do. I can show you, but I feel like that was embedded in me as a kid. Like I'm able to do whatever I
All of
want to
it.
do. It's just hard because again, with the ADD, you don't commit to one.
Yeah, oh, true. That's true. Okay, I didn't even think about that part. But
Yeah.
at least you had autonomy to like explore. Like
Yep.
she gave you freedom to be creative. And that probably empowers you now today.
Yeah.
It definitely does for me.
You said you like weighted blankets. I literally have a line of weighted blankets.
Do you?
That I launched.
I'm gonna have to get one.
I have them and I don't even do it. I don't sell them anymore because I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's that bad. I have a storage space of the weighted blankets.
You need some executive assistants to do that.
But that's the thing. Like I don't even. I had an executive assistant, which was my sister, and that's been my only executive assistant because that's the only person that has understood my brain since she was younger. Anybody else, like Maurice is the second person that understands my brain, but it's just I can't get out what I need to get out to have an effective assistant. Yeah.
Do you have processes for how, I mean, I know you said for the Mahogany Ave, not really, but do you at least like, okay, a to-do list?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to-do lists. And I think the biggest thing that has been helpful is like a routine. So we started this like 75 soft challenge. And
how's that going?
It's been good. It has its moments where I'm just like, okay, is it day 75 yet? Hurry up, guys. But we have an accountability group.
Oh, that's
and
sweet.
so that's been super helpful because me being me, I would just slack off and not tell nobody.
Right.
But like having a check-in keeps me super accountable. And it has also helped me to find a routine. I was the type of person, like I would go to sleep at any time. I would wake up at any time and do whatever. But like now it's like, okay, I'm winding down at 9. I'm in bed at 10. I'm asleep by 11 latest. I'm up at 7 to have my hour with God. I work out in the morning and like it's a structure now. So I do find like I'm more productive when I have that structure, but I have to leave room for when I'm feeling creative because it doesn't come often.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to be true. I didn't want them to be right about like having structure and a routine, but it works.
But you got to find a routine that's fun.
Works for you.
I did tell my therapist this the other day. I was just like, I feel like I'm always tired, but give me something that's interesting. I have all the energy in the world.
Yeah, and I don't mind.
If it's interesting and if it feels like a reward, you'll soar. You will soar.
Okay, so you wear a lot of hats, right? When do you ever get to just take it off? Do you ever get to just take it off?
You know what? Maurice just looked at me like I was crazy because I was about to say I take it off whenever, which is not like a bad thing. I feel like before I never took it off. Now I have more of a work-life balance.
Okay.
Probably more life than work, but
that's good.
I do find that I'm able to take it off now, and I'm more intentional about doing things for me. So like I said, even working out, I'm very intentional about doing Pilates on this day or doing yoga or something on this day. It's just finding stuff that I enjoy because I enjoy outside of work because I really do enjoy work.
Yeah.
I enjoy what I do, so it's hard to
But that's good.
separate them. It's always good. It's a very good thing.
What did it take for you to finally be like, okay, hold on, let me establish some boundaries?
Burnout. I crashed and burned.
And then?
And then
How
another
did you?
burnout.
Okay.
And then another one and another one. Like, it was a constant cycle of having really, really, really high highs and then lows where I'm like, I can't even get this done. So at that point, the last time that happened, I was just like, you know what? None of this is worth it. Like, at all. If I lose it all today, I know that only person I'll be able to rely on is God. And like, that's really what keeps me grounded. Like, God is my bestie. Like, if I lose anything today because I'm giving it all to the world, I know he got me.
So what did you change then after all of those burnouts in order for you to not get back in that spot?
Really grounding myself. And it sounds vague to say because there are a lot of ways you can ground yourself. I will say that grounding myself in, like, personally, in my relationship with God, in my community with people, I've built a community of people that I'm like, I know they're going to hold me accountable because they're in the same place that I'm in right now. I've also figured out, again, things that are intentional for me. I spend more time outside. I've always enjoyed nature, but I just found that I would spend all day in front of my computer. There would be days where I'm like, oh, shoot, it's 11 o'clock at night. I didn't even eat today. So
that's the worst.
when I hit that breaking point the last time, I was just like, you know what? I need to just be more in tune with myself and listen to my body and know when I need to say no and know when I can say yes comfortably.
I like that. I was literally just talking about that earlier, like listening to my gut. Because your body does tell
and
you.
you're a woman. Your body tells you everything.
Yeah, we're intuitive.
Your intuition will save you.
Yeah, amen. So what do we have to look forward to? What kind of fun projects you got coming out next?
Right now, my focus is Deadass.
Okay.
Like I said, I really want I want the world to see Deadass. Like, I really want that to be a big deal because I think it just takes us back to that Black joy. Like, if you think about Def Comedy Jam and you think about how much fun and like how free those people looked, I want that. Broccoli City, definitely. And at some point, I want to do my own festival.
Oh, okay.
At some point.
I like that.
It's always been on my bucket list. I've never said it out loud to anyone. So
heard it here first. I love
that. Yeah. One of these days.
Oh, I love that. When you do, please call me because I will help you.
I can't say it's going to be anytime soon.
I'll be ready. I'll be waiting.
I want to do that.
Oh, I love that. Oh, Tiffanie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And sharing. I know I was drilling. But
no, it's okay. Just know that if I'm not at Broccoli City this year, it's probably because Summer got me fired.
No.
Summer got me fired for talking too much.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
I appreciate you.
Summertime.